What's going on, guys? It's Patrick here, and today we need to talk about Infinite Warfare Zombies. Now, yesterday, Infinity Ward did about a 30-minute live stream where they highlighted and showcased a whole bunch of stuff from this new upcoming game mode. And I was very positive in my live stream reaction video. But I admit that I was very caught up in the hype of it, and today I wanted to kind of take a step back and actually talk about this. We're going to use a neutral/objective viewpoint. That means I'm not going to get my opinions in the way. But let's be honest, I'm going to probably get my opinions in the way. What I want to do today is just kind of look at the pros, the cons, and also kind of like point out the unknowns that may or not make or break this game. So, let's talk about Infinite Warfare Zombies. Being the third game mode in a not Treyarch series is very difficult. You've got Treyarch, who is way up here, who's made 4 games with their third game mode. They have years upon years of experience and practice, and they have a reputable, solidified, well-known series. It's hard to be Infinity Ward right now. So when they decided to make this game mode, they really had 2 choices. They're making a new Zombies game mode. They can either try to beat Treyarch at their own game, which, let's be honest, is not going to happen, or they could have done what they have done, is make a sort of different feeling game mode. Something silly, something fun. Don't take yourself too seriously, because again, you really can't beat Treyarch at their own game, and I think that's exactly what they've done. So the first thing that I want to talk about are the positives I've seen with this game mode. And I think that first point I made is really good, that they do not take themselves too seriously. Okay, we've got 80s like Back to the Future styled zombies. Like it's really nothing in seriousness when you compare blowing up the moon and different dimensions and portals and stuff. It really is pretty silly. Now, I see a lot of people saying that that's a bad thing, that it's for kids and stuff, and it's like, yeah, like it's Call of Duty. Yes, kids are going to play Call of Duty like every other Call of Duty. But again, that's the problem, is I think people are just taking this game mode, they're trying to take this game mode serious, and it's not meant to be taken serious. But what else do we have? I have a note, okay? I did a list of all the things that I like and dislike. I'm very, very professional today. The bank system. The way that the ATM or bank is going to work in this game is that it is limited to each single game, meaning that you can't like store all your points into the bank, come back a game later, and they're still there. They will only last the duration of the game you are playing, but what is great about it is you can actually share your points with other players. Another thing related to that I like is that you can actually group by doors. So let's say one person has 500 points and another person has 500 points. You get a $1,000 door, you can put your points together and buy it. It's those little things that really make your experience better as a Zombies player. Another thing that I like about this game mode is that it's got really nice colors. And I feel that this is something that is overlooked a lot with the Zombies community, but if you think about maps like Zetsabo or even like the old World at War maps that are just so like gray and gross, like Zombies isn't scary. We really haven't had a scary map since Verrucht or maybe Mob of the Dead, if you want to count that. So when I'm playing a Zombies game, I want it to be nice looking. I want to enjoy the experience. And the visuals are something that really do matter to me, and it looks nice. I like the colors. Kind of reminds me of Shadows of Evil almost. Okay, really reminds me of Shadows of Evil. Another thing that I really like about this game is that there's going to be a 5 perk limit. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, Black Ops 3 Zombies was not a game that was meant to be played with only 4 perks. As a solo player, you needed Quick Revive, you needed Jug, you needed Stamina Up, you needed Speed Cola, and you needed Double Tap. That's 5 at minimum. Now, I don't know what the perks we're going to be getting in this game mode is. I'm assuming it's going to be something very similar to our normal Zombies. So that being said, 5 is a very much appreciated thing. It's 2016. We need to be playing with more than 4 perks. They also said that there's going to be a way to get more, but we don't actually know what that's going to be. Another couple things that I noticed in the game that I enjoyed about it was the traps look pretty cool. They look very innovative. Some of the weapons, along with the weapon wheel, which is basically like a mystery box, I thought that was pretty cool. The fact that there is Pack-a-Punch, that is like huge. Wonder Weapon, and the rides, I think, actually look pretty neat as well. That roller coaster does look like it could be a lot of fun. So overall, I think on the positive side, I would say that this game mode looks innovative while still remaining to be Zombies. It looks like they're doing a good job of staying away from like Treyarch style zombies while still pertaining to the idea of what zombies is. So yeah, there's definitely some good stuff we got going on. Now let's look at the bad side of things. This is the negative stuff. It looks really easy. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in that game that they showcased, Buddy was on round 13 with one perk, not Jug, using a sniper rifle and having like 0 problems.
You don't want 0 problems, big fella.
I don't know about you guys, but I just feel like most zombies maps, if I was on round 13 with a sniper rifle, I would not be doing too well. Now, they did promise that it's going to get a lot more difficult, and maybe they were just playing on like an easy game mode. To me, it just looked really easy. Moving on to another thing that is like my biggest worry is I am really scared that those like little arcade games are going to get very repetitive. So in order to get like different buildable weapons and the wonder weapon even and different grenades and stuff, you have to play like these arcade games where you're shooting hoops, you can do like you shoot this ball thing like skee ball, all this different stuff. It looks like a very cool novelty right now. Even riding a roller coaster for that matter. But I feel like after a while, I'm gonna get very bored of just make this shot so I can get my goddamn wonder weapon. I don't know about that for sure, but I just feel like it looks like a fun novelty right now, but I really feel like that is going to get repetitive. And the other side of it is the afterlife mode. So when you die in this game mode, it's not like you just spectate other players, but in fact, what happens is you actually go into this like arcade afterlife mode and you have to get enough points so that you can respawn in. Now, I'm not 100% sure as to how this works, meaning there's 2 different ways here. So it could be the way that you can use all these different sort of game modes to get yourself back into the game very quickly, and once the round ends, maybe you'll just automatically spawn back in. But the way they explained it, I kind of have the feeling that you have to do these game modes just to make it in. And I don't know, for me, I just feel like that can get really repetitive again. Especially if you're a YouTube streamer where you're like doing the Easter egg or something and you go down and bleed out and then, you want to show what your teammates are doing and stuff, but you got to go play these little game modes. That could be annoying. On the other hand, it could be really intense because it's like, okay, Pat, you got to get back into this game mode really, really quickly. So, you're doing all your stuff, trying to get back in, and boom, you're back in just like that. So that's more in the I'm not really sure yet category, but it kind of related to the fact that I think the games could be repetitive. Now let's actually switch gears to that side of things. The unknown. There's a lot of stuff that we aren't really sure yet about this game mode. And I think we've got some really good positives, not too many negatives, but there's a lot of unknown right now, and that is honestly going to be the determining factor as to how good this game mode is. So one thing that Lex said in his video about Infinite Warfare Zombies, and I never really thought about this, is arcade mode in solo. This new Afterlife mode looks like it really appeals to the co-op games. The reason they implemented this into the game is that normally when you're playing zombies, you down, you bleed out, and now you're bored, and you're just sitting there and you're waiting for the round to end. And that can get really frustrating. So instead, they kind of put it into the player's hands. They said, all right, your teammates don't get you, you bleed out, and then you go into this afterlife mode. You now have the power to bring yourself back whenever you want. But to me, like in solo, like what does that mean? Like if I have quick revive and I down, does that mean I have to go into this afterlife mode? Like I don't like that. I really am primarily a solo player. And to me, it's just like, I can imagine playing and it's like I'm going through the zombies and I down once and now I gotta spend like a minute doing this stupid stuff just to get back into my game. And like as a streamer that happens, my entire audience is gonna leave. They don't wanna watch me do this silly game mode. People wanna see constant gameplay and they wanna see constant like moving forwards in your game and trying to achieve a goal. And when you gotta go play like this silly game mode, I just think that could get really frustrating in solo. Now, another big worry from me is the whole microtransactions COD points situation. I don't think that Mega Gobblegums affected zombies seriously, but it did affect it too much in my opinion. If you look at every single YouTuber when a new map drops, everybody would be running Perkaholic, all the good stuff, because it's there and they have access to it, and why wouldn't they? But honestly, like when I go back and play zombies now, it's like, this would be really nice to just rock a Perkaholic and not have to worry about everything else. I just feel like it created like this reliance system that most players don't have access to, like 30 Perkaholics, but the few people that did, like as the YouTubers, including myself, it's just like, I just didn't like that. And they even said in their live stream that you can get more than 5 perks. I'm really hoping that is not limited to just getting Mega Gobblegums. Because in Black Ops 3 Zombies, as I said, you really needed more than 4 perks. But unfortunately, most maps you couldn't get more than 4, and the only maps that you could, it was 5. And it was like a one-time deal from like a challenge box or something silly like that. Every other way you'd need to do it would be like an On the House or a Unquenchable or obviously Perkaholic. To me, that was just really lame, and I don't want to see that situation come back again. So what I'm getting at is COD points could be really bad, but if they implement it right where, it helps the player but not too much, then that would be nice. Another thing that is really make or break, which I can't tell what it's going to be yet, is the characters. I feel like it's going to be really easy for these new 4 characters to go the route of the transit crew. Just relying way too hard on a single stereotype to make them funny, and it just gets overdone and no one likes it. The thing is though, is that we don't know what they're going to be like yet, and again, I'm just worried about this one. And lastly, the Easter egg. Again, I'm gonna say this, it's 2016. The zombies community has changed a lot. 2 years ago, I used to be able to get away with playing an hour of zombies, splitting it up into 5 parts and posting it for the week. And what's even sadder is that that's how I grew a large chunk of my channel. But again, the zombies community has changed a lot since then. Now, the community really relies on the Easter egg. When a new map drops, this is basically how it goes. People will play their first time playthrough, a lot of people will live stream that, including myself, and then everything else is just Easter egg. They said they have Easter eggs in there, and I really hope that there is like a main sort of thing that unlocks storyline and we can learn more about everything going on. But to me, we're so in love with the Easter egg. It's about what's going to happen next, who's going to solve it. It's just that suspense. The thing is it's kind of like this big loop. So if the Easter egg is bad, then YouTubers aren't going to care about it. So then they're not going to stream it, and they might talk bad about it, and then that's going to spread a message to thousands and thousands of people, which make them more persuaded to think that way as well. And it's just it spreads, and that's what I mean. If the Easter egg is really important. So yeah, again, we don't know, but if it is bad, then that's not good for the game mode. So yeah, guys, those are just some of my many thoughts I've been having about this game mode over the last day since that trailer dropped. I really just wanted to put all that stuff out there, show the highlights, the good stuff, and again, the stuff we don't know, and kind of explain why this is important. If you guys did enjoy the video, if you're still here, which by the way, if you are still here, you're probably an OG, and you can comment down in the section, I am an original gangster. You might not even be an original gangster, but that's okay, neither am I. Anyways though, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you think of this game mode. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, you freaking nerds.